The goal for the day was simple: get through the port, head a few miles offshore, and enjoy a relaxed 3.5-hour cruise.
Bye-bye!
Bye!
Sometimes you don't need a massive destination, you just need to get out there. We decided to sneak out of Freeport Marina on the 4th of July, fully expecting a chaotic zoo out on the water. But other than a few tugboats, the shipping channels were completely quiet. If you've watched this channel for a while, you know docking and casting off can be one of the most stressful parts of the day. But not today. The boat behaved perfectly. No drama at the slips, which always sets the tone for a great trip.
Alright, we're underway.
Alright, we got off the dock without an issue, so things are looking up. Happy 4th of July to everybody. As we started motoring down the channel, we noticed the shipping lanes were completely empty. Normally, the port is buzzing with commercial traffic and heavy ships, but because it was a holiday, it felt like it was a ghost town. Having the entire waterway completely to ourselves was a bit surreal.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now.
The forecast called for light winds, and they weren't lying. We weren't going to be breaking any speed records today, but honestly, that's exactly what we wanted. When you're testing out recent repairs, the last thing you want is a heavy heel and an aggressive chop.
Nobody here will ever find me, but I will always be around. Just like the songs that leave behind me, I'm gonna live forever now. And I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river.
Coming out through the jetties is one of my favorite transition points. You leave the protection of the harbor behind and the horizon just opens up and you get this real taste of what the ocean is going to give to you that day. With the non-existent swell, today the water felt like it was inviting us to explore just a little further.
You fathers and you mothers, be good to one another. Please try to raise your children right.
Even in light air, you still have to go through the motions to get everything set properly. I wanted to make sure we maximized what little breeze we had, so it was time to get the sails set so we could turn the engine off and just glide.
When this whole world is blown asunder and all the stars fall from the sky,
we pointed the bow offshore and decided to run east towards Galveston. There's a moment when the sound of the engine stops and the sails take over. The sudden quiet is why a lot of us sail, and today we found peace just listening to the water rippling past the hull.
I'm gonna catch tomorrow now. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now.
Caught some footage of myself working the lines and tacking the boat through the light air. When the wind is soft like this, your technique actually matters more because you don't want to lose what little momentum you have. You have to be smooth through the turn, ease the sheet at the right millisecond, and bring the active side in without stalling out. It's a great exercise in finesse.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river.
One of the things I love about days like this is that it gives you a chance to just listen to the boat. When you aren't fighting heavy weather, you can listen to all the little noises, check the tension in your rigging, and observe just how everything is riding. The boat was handling beautifully. Everything felt tight, tuned, and exactly where it needed to be.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna catch.
We spent about 3.5 hours total on the water. No schedule, no specific waypoint. Sometimes we get so caught up in the destination or the logistics of the journey that we forget how incredible it is to just go out for a few miles and turn around. We've put a lot of sweat equity into keeping everything maintained and upgraded. It's days like today that pay the dividends. When you're sitting back, holding a steady course, and looking out at a calm sea, all those hours with a wrench in your hand completely fades away. We were making decent time despite the light air. The sails were full, the sun was out, but it wasn't that oppressive, scorching heat you sometimes get in July. The breeze off the water was keeping us perfectly comfortable. After a few miles, we decided to loop back and start making our way towards the entrance to the port. The sun was starting to shift, and we wanted to make sure we timed our arrival back at the marina before any late afternoon holiday traffic finally decided to wake up. Heading back up the channel was just as easy as the departure. Still no major ship traffic, which is a rare luxury. We just enjoyed the final leg of the cruise, soaking in the last bit of breeze. Bringing the boat back into the slip can be a little tricky, especially if the current or the wind decides to push you around at the last second. But today, the boat practically parked itself. Once I got us lined up, she glided right in, and Colleen secured the lines without a single issue. It was a textbook finish to the trip.
I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now. You're gonna wanna hold me just like I always told you. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Nobody here will ever find me, but I will always be around. Just like the songs that leave behind me, I'm gonna live forever now. And I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now. Oh yeah. Fathers and you mothers, be good to one another. Please try to raise your children right. Don't let the darkness take on. Don't make them feel forsaken. Just lead them safely to the light.
As soon as you jump off, push me off. Send me off. There you go. Hey, take this blue line. Walk me back.
Remember, someone really loves you.
Pull. As soon as you can get some slack, take a turn.
And I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna cross that river. I'm gonna catch tomorrow now.
Give me the black. Yeah, you go. Perfect. Perfect. You're doing that. Now hand me the flash.
I'm gonna catch tomorrow now.
Once the dock lines are all secured, there's this feeling after a trip where you just want to sit in the cockpit, decompress, and talk about how good it was. And that's exactly what we did. Colleen and I share why this particular trip felt so special compared to some of our more intense sails. So today was one of those sails that I really enjoyed. Top 5, and it's nothing all that spectacular with the exception of everything went right. We got off the dock really easy. It was a great sail, good wind direction. All the sails went up without an issue. The electrical gremlin has been resolved. I was a little concerned when we came in here. I didn't get it on the first stab. There was people out here, but I've gotten to the point where they don't make me nervous, and they were actually watching us dock. And you know, I pulled forward and I got it to her as absolutely perfect. I don't want her making some big jump to the dock and then worry about her landing in the water or getting herself hurt. So we just made a couple stabs until it was perfect, and you'll see from the footage it actually went really well. I'm proud with that. Even if I got to make a couple runs at it, we're making progress with the boat and the conditions that we have here in Freeport. So we went offshore about 3 or 4 miles, and we went, I guess that would be east towards Galveston for probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess another 3 or 4 miles. And that's not a long trip, but it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour just to get outside the jetties going through the port here.
Not every day is this nice.
Yeah, no, not every day is this nice. So,
We did have that little bit of excitement that we weren't sure
Yeah.
if it was all going to go smoothly. A little pulley
yeah,
popped
so
off.
as soon as we got the mainsail up, I put the main sheet on the winch and started tightening it, and within seconds something blew up. I saw a pulley just absolutely explode. I mean, there's no pieces on the boat. So I've gone forward and I've looked and looked and looked, and I have no idea what happened. So that's the crazy thing. I don't know what pulley I lost. I literally, with my own eyes, watched it explode.
I saw it too.
I'm not sure, but anyways, that reminds me, I need to take a look and take another look and see what I lost. Something about where there's 3 things that connect. The main sheet, the preventer, and the vang all connect to the boom at one area. So there's a lot of stuff going on right there. And that's kind of where I feel like I saw most of it come from, but I'm not too sure now. So I'm hoping maybe we were recording. I'm not sure if we were or not. I don't feel like we were. But if I was recording, that'll actually help, so I can slow it down and take a look. But we had a great day. It's 4th of July here in the United States. I don't know where you're watching from, so happy 4th of July. It's our 250th birthday, and what a gift to me, to the freedom, not only that we have in this country, but the freedom to go sail and to live the life we live. At any given time, we had dolphins around us today. And
We did.
Yeah, they didn't want to be recorded, but we did have dolphins
And
pretty
that
much.
Big fish.
Oh yeah, and then we saw something, but I think it was a tarpon. Could have been a billfish. We were a little close to shore, but something about 200 yards away jumped out of the water. No kidding, no exaggeration, at least 10 plus foot out of the water. Big silverfish, which makes me think tarpon. And it was a long ways from us and still looked like a massive fish. So I couldn't imagine what it was, but it was just, ironically, we're both just looking to shore when that happened.
At the same time,
It'd have been neat if I actually got it on footage. By looks of the fish itself, it was tarpon, but I don't know that you see a lot of tarpon offshore. So, all right, well, you got anything to add?
No, just grateful for today, our country, a good sail, a good husband, a good dog that's back in the...
Yeah, Scrappy got a little seasick at one point. He gets on the boat a lot, and he's actually pretty excited about it. Today was the first time he's actually been underway. And, we didn't pay that much attention. We knew he looked a little unsteady at his feet, and then we noticed he went forward and just to be by himself, and we knew something was up. And about that time, he spit up a bunch of water that we had just given him, so he didn't make that big of a mess, and he liked it when we held him. But he didn't really whine or complain, because he'll whine, and he'll let you know when he's unhappy. He wasn't sure what was going on, but he was able to keep me and Colleen in sight, and I think as long as that was okay, he was okay. Because even after we got back, she took him ashore, and then we were working on the boat and left him on the dock, and he was pretty nervous. He went back on the boat because he just wants to be near us. And, all right, well, this is already like 6 minutes of recording, so hopefully I'll get a minute or two out of this, but we'll wrap it up. I had a great day sailing, and we hope you enjoyed your 4th of July. All right, we'll see you.
That wraps up this week. Thanks for following our journey, one adventure at a time. Join us on Patreon for bonus footage and behind-the-scenes updates. Your support there is truly what helps fuel these adventures. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. We'll see you next week.